Greetings, fellow humans. MartianBuu here. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the mini set for, was it Spaghetti of the Infinite, End of Time, something like that. Whatever it's called, it'll say in the title. So yeah, I'm going to rate these on a scale of 3. 1 star will be, you can throw this in the garbage. 2 stars will be, it's probably not going to be a meta card, but it's something Martian could make a video with and expect to win some games. And 3 is, this will be a meta card. So, with Wild in mind, for those of you that care. Anyways, first up we have Finality. It is a 3-cost spell, draw an undead, imbue your hero power twice. The imbue for Death Knight is the first undead you play each turn gets +1 attack. I'm gonna guess this is a 2, but I have to see the other imbue cards. Are there others? 5-cost Demon Death Knight, Demon Hunter Death Knight card. Bygone Echoes. Summon a random 4-cost minion. Spend 4 corpses to summon another. Outcast and another. Shadow Spell. This seems very standard coded. I don't think it's going to be anything wild. Oh my. Alright, another Demon Hunter Death Knight card. 7 mana, 6/5, Undead Demon. Costs 1 less for each minion that died this turn. Battlecry, draw 2 cards. Isn't this phenomenal? This is like 3 stars. Something's gonna like this, right? For each minion that died this turn. So you can like clear a board with DK, or you can like play those rushy things. I gotta give it a 3, right? Isn't this phenomenal? Battlecry, draw 2 cards. They're a little disgusting. I like, if this is a neutral, it'd be the easiest 3 stars in my life. You play it in Druid, you get a Scale of Onyxia or the Flipper Friends, but I don't know. For Demon Hunter and Death Knight, I'm gonna be bold and say it is 3 stars. It just seems really powerful, so I expect it to pop up somewhere. Then we have this art. Kind of looks like you know, like when people make custom cards. It feels like close to a Hearthstone art, but not quite there in the same way that custom cards often do. That's what I'm looking at right now. 4 mana, 4/3 undead, reborn, death rattle, equip a 1/2 dagger. If it's a Death Knight rogue card. If you already have a weapon equipped, give it +2 attack instead. Equip a 1/2 dagger. If you already have a weapon equipped. Just doesn't seem like a good card for Death Knight. Just that it has reborn. Is that all? That's like really what it's bringing to the table. If you already have Death Rattle, 4 for 4/3 Death Rattle, give your weapon +2 attack. I mean, it's reborn, so it gets to do it twice. I'll give it a 1, but like I'm trying to, you know, see the vision for standard. Maybe it's amazing. I don't know. Jagged Edge of Time. This is a Death Knight Paladin card. Oh, Rogue gets imbue too? Why does he get bronze? Anyways, it's a Death Knight rogue weapon with 3 for 3/2, imbue your hero power. Okay, so it gets a 3 for 3/2, and I mean, you have tutors in Death Knight, but like it only imbues it once. Draw an undead, imbue your hero power twice. Seems expensive. I'm gonna give this a, you know, a low 2, like the pair of these, because I feel like I'll be able to make a video, but I don't know it's gonna be that cool. We'll see though. On to Demon Hunter, kind of. We already covered some of them. So we have Chronicar, 5 mana, 3/5 dragon. Give your hero +3 attack this turn, next turn, and the turn after. Gosh, at least a 2. I'm trying to imagine if it's like good enough to be a 3, but probably not. Like, I would say, you know, you could run it as top end in Pirate Demon Hunter, but Pirate Demon Hunter is reliant on you dumping your hand and drawing with those weapons that draw until you have 3 when you swing, so this wouldn't fit there. But I could definitely see myself doing something fun with this, especially, you know, like with the lifesteal weapon. Kind of cool. Enduring Roach, 3 mana, 3/4 beast. After you use your hero power, refresh 2 mana crystals. So the Kurtrus hero lets you press your button a bunch of times, so you could theoretically generate a ton of mana that way. The thing about that is if you've, so we can already like play the 2 mana 2/3 that gives you 0 cost hero power in order to like use the Kurtrus hero power a bunch of times, and like it's not enough. Does what, like for the cost of 1 more, does letting you have the ability to possibly like generate a little bit of mana, does that make the difference between that win condition actually being used outside of Martian videos? So I'm gonna give it a 2. You would never like it's Kurtrus is like the only use for this in Wild as far as like what's a good way to use it, right? Like if it sticks, it's cool because next turn you get a free hero power if you're running like hero power druid or something, but like not in Wild, right? I don't know. So I'll give it a 2, but like a low 2. Maybe you guys will tell me in the comments if there's something I'm missing, but I don't think so. Press the Advantage. So it is a Druid and Demon Hunter card. For 2 mana, you deal 1 damage, give your hero +1 attack this turn, draw 1 card, and gain 1 armor. So apart from the absence of the Fell tag, this is a better, is it called Chaos Strike? You know, whatever the 2 mana Fell spell for Demon Hunter is that gives you +2 attack and draw a card. So this is getting the same amount of damage, except one of them is dealt and one of them is a hero attack that turn, which means unless you specifically value hero attack as opposed to just raw damage, it lets you hit 2 targets, right? So you can hit the same target by dealing 1 and then attacking into it, so just the same as before, or you can hit 2 things, and then you draw a card and then you gain an armor. And this is a well, I'd say it's a 3, but I'm like, what do you put it in? Is there a druid deck that wants an effect like this? Probably not. Like maybe Reno Druid, but even then, like Reno Druid could maybe play this as a potential like early board answer. Is that even that good? And Demon Hunter doesn't want this, right? Because like it doesn't want to, like a Demon Hunter that would play this values the damage and the cycle. It's not going to value the armor. So like it's just the same as the other one, except it doesn't have the Fell tag. So like, do you really want 4 of those? But you don't want that for its own merits. You want it because it's a Fell spell. So I don't know. Maybe this is a low 2 or a 1. I like. Do you guys think this is good? I don't know. Bygone Echoes we've already seen. This we've already seen. I guess, I mean, like I could just evaluate it by each class, but I guess I'd rather just talk about them the once and move on. So Splintered Reality, 4 mana, nature spell, summon 2 treants. They gain +1/+1 for each friendly treant that's died this game. I actually don't know that this is any good in Treant Druid. I could say 6 treants have died this game. You've played 4 mana for 2 8/8s? Maybe. I don't know. It's a decent refill. I don't think that deck wants refill, though. I think it wants consistency of making giant boards. Like, initially. Like, it's not trying to have a backup plan. It's trying to create one unstoppable board and win that way. So I want to guess no. But, like, I'll give it a 2. Like, it's decent enough that you could like enjoy this card in that deck. All right, so this is a Paladin Druid card. 6 mana, 5/5 dragon. Choose one. Set the attack of all other minions to 1 or the health to 1. Honestly, if this was a lower cost, it'd be a nutty card, right? Because it's like Barov. 6 mana, 5/5. Set the attack of all other minions to 1. It's kind of like freezing the board, actually. Is this actually good? Like, if you have a swipe or a city tax, you know, the health might be the good option. But if you, it's like having a Barov that if you don't have an activator, you can still neutralize your opponent's board in a different way. Do I give this a 2? It's kind of interesting. Like, I'm sure I'll play it in something. I could definitely see it popping up as a decent card in Druid, except that the 6 cost slot is already pretty saturated with various things, and like, you know, things that do similar stuff like Bob. So I mean, like, if you value the dragon, it's not a bad one. Probably I'll give it a 2. Then we have Acceleration Aura, 2 mana holy spell. At the start of your turn, gain a temporary mana crystal. Last 3 turns. Oh, it's Paladin Druid. So Paladin gets its 2nd ramp card. Oops. Well, playing it on 2 lets you play Nozdormu on 3. As you see, if that's any good. I don't know. I think this sucks. I'm gonna give it a 1. Honestly, I think this is awful. All right, 5 mana, 5/5 beast. Kindred and Death Rattle get a random Death Rattle minion. Kindred and Death Rattle get a random death. Get a random Death Rattle is like, those cards don't even really see play in Standard, do they? It's like, why does it keep getting printed? This seems like a waste of card to me. Oh, it's a T-Rex too. Bummer. All right, so here's a spicy one. Maybe you guys have the answer already, because I don't know. This card is either unplayable or it's disgustingly broken. All right. Based off of whether or not Plot Twist just activates this. So for 1 mana, it's a quest, obviously. The quest is to fill your hand and then empty your hand. So the reward is TikTok. So if you could play this and then fill your hand and then play Plot Twist, and Plot Twist shuffles your hand into your deck, emptying it, and then draws you the 9 cards, you could have the reward for Battle of the End of Time without having to have the negative of having no hand to go with it. And so the reward is TikTok, Tick and Talk. So it's a 5 mana 8/8 battle cry, draw until your hand is full. Death Rattle, empty your opponent's hand. So if you complete this on 5 or something with either Plot Twist or Sir Finley, if they work, then on 6, play this and Dark Pact it. You just got to delete your opponent's hand for free. When it says empty the opponent's hand, I know it's not saying discard because it doesn't want to activate discard synergies, but does empty, like if you say empty a hand, I would assume it gets shuffled back into the deck, right? Because other than the word discard activating specific synergies, there's no reason not to say discard your opponent's hand if it does discard their hand, right? This is like unnecessarily confusing. I think it should just say discard. Well, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so the idea is to remove their hand completely. I think if you can just Plot Twist or Sir Finley to complete the empty your hand condition, then this is gross, right? Because you can Dark Pact it or Plague Flames it or Corrupting Tentacles. What's that thing called? It's like Plague of Flames, but you'd pick one of yours and one of your opponents. So there's so many good ways to destroy your own guys. And yeah, so I don't know. How good I think this is highly dependent on how that interaction works. My guess is that it does work, in which case I'll give it a... Is this as good as anything Warlock is already doing is the real question. I know it's going to be annoying. I know people are going to hate it if it's even like semi-doable, but I could see it just being worse than Egg Warlock and Boar Warlock and all the other good Warlocks right now. So I'm going to give it a 2. I'll give it a 3, assuming the thing works. I think we'll see it. All right, Chrono Claws, 4 mana, 4/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, discard your highest cost card. This is for Warlock and Hunter. Oh, I thought this was Demon Hunter. It's Warlock and Hunter. You know what? If Plot Twist doesn't work, you can use Tome of Tampering. It's not as good, right? Because you still end up with an empty hand. Well, I mean, like, it has Battle Cry, draw until your hand is full, right? It's like you play it on, like, whether or not you have a hand or not, you play it and then you have a hand. So is it even a downside if you empty your hand? But I mean, like, Plot Twist and Sir Finley still make it incredibly easy, right? Like, you don't have to play or discard all those cards. You just have to play one card and then it empties it. So it's still way faster. I think it's still like whether or not this card is any good still lives or dies with Plot Twist and Sir Finley working. I'm trying to imagine if there's any reason to run it in Hunter. I think the answer is no, right? Well, you could play dead it and then you can continue to discard their hand. I'm really thinking about this in Warlock more than anything else, especially because you can fill your hand really easily in Warlock. You can't really fill your hand in Hunter the same way. I mean, you could play the stupid Lynx thing, right? The Rastakhan card. Fill your hand with Lynxes. You could run a spell deck and do a Rocktalar. Man, they should buff Rocktalar. Anyways, Chrono Claws, 4 mana, 4/3 Warlock Hunter card. After your hero attacks, discard your highest cost card. It's a pretty nasty discard Warlock card, isn't it? It's 4 for 12 damage, and each time you do that, you get to discard a Soul Barrage or something. Filthy. I don't know about Hunter. I'll give this a 3. I think it goes in discard Warlock, or like what's now probably burn Warlock, like because Malk Simp killed discard Warlock. All right, Brutish Endmaw, 3 mana, 3/3 beast. Battlecry, discover a 1-cost minion with a dark gift. Do we care about that in Hunter or Paladin? Discover a 1-cost minion with a dark gift? Gosh, that's boring. I'll give it a 1. All right, Synchronized Spark, 4 mana, deal 3 damage to an enemy. If it dies, give a random friendly minion +3/+3. Yes, standard power level written all over it. I'll give it a 1. Oh, good, a secret. 3 for Flames of Infinity. Secret, when your enemy's turn ends, deal infinite damage to their highest health minion. It's a 1, right? 5 for Bitter End. 5, it's a Mage and Warrior card. Freeze a minion and its neighbors. Destroy any that are damaged. It's a Frost card. So it's like Plague of Wrath? Is that what the Warrior Plague was called? It's destroy all damaged minions. So you can like destroy damaged minions, and if there aren't any, it's still handy because you get to freeze them. I don't think it's good in Wild. I could definitely see how it would be good in Standard. like free, like Mage has access to too many other much better freeze cards to consider this, and Warrior I don't think wants an effect like this in Wild, so give it a 1. Time Twisted Seer, Mage and Warrior Dragon. It's a 1 mana 1/3 and it has spell damage +2 while it's damaged. Both of those classes have a really easy time damaging their own minions. So how good do I think this is? Why would Warrior care about spell damage? Why is this half a Warrior card? Just for the Enrage effect? Warrior doesn't care about spell damage. What am I missing? Why would Warrior want spell damage? Huh. Stupid. Okay. Mage spell damage. Gosh, it's a 1 for 1/3 dragon. I remember there was a time I would have killed just for that, for the stat line. Activate my Alex Strazos champions easier. I don't know. I think I give it a 1. I can't really imagine it being like, it's, if it was like Mage Rogue, I would think it was a 3, instant 3. Like if you could play this in Rogue, it'd be phenomenal. You just backstab it, and then it's a 1 mana Street Trickster for your stupid Rogue stuff. But there isn't a Garrot level card in either of these classes that you'd want to play it over something like Quest Mage. So I don't know, I'll give it a 1. Shame. Then we have Fragment of Nothing, 4 mana 3/6 elemental. After you cast a spell on a minion, draw a card. After you cast a spell on a minion, draw a card. That seems pretty decent to me. And there was a time where a card like this would have just been solid run honestly in an inner fire deck. Like you just drop it on 4, hope it sticks, and then go nuts. Although, you know, Radiant Elemental was still a card back then. You cast a spell on a minion, not this minion, a minion. So you could, in Mage, you can cycle pretty hard with this, right? Because you run like, maybe not. Because they only have Freezing Potion as a targeted 0-cost card, right? And when Priest has Silence, Power Word Shield got unnerved, so it doesn't cost 0 anymore. Interesting card. At least a 2. And this might be a 3. If it's not a 3 today, it's a 3 eventually. Cards like this always end up doing something. So I'll give it a 3. Eternal Firebolt, 3 mana fire spell with lifesteal. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If it dies, return this to your hand at the end of your turn. So Priest, you know, like this would be a Reno Priest card. Reno Priest is a Shadow Priest card. This isn't a Shadow spell, so you have to run it in the ETC. Is it worth running this in the ETC? No. Mage, honestly, maybe. Like, I could see Hostage Mage running one of these just as like a way to kill early pirates. No, because then everyone you play subsequently goes into your Ramoth pool and kills your own Ramoth. So yeah, I guess that's a 2. I could definitely see myself putting it in something. Like if I wanted to, every once in a while I play non-Shadow Raza Priest just because I like it. And I would definitely run it in that, right? It's kind of like that, the drink spell for Warlock. Except, so like you can use it infinitely, right? Like you can keep killing things with it and get it back. But you can't like target the same thing multiple times in a turn like you can with the drink spell. So I don't know. Almost decent. It's a low 2 though. Hand of Infinity, 3 mana 4/2, can't attack heroes. Battlecry, set this weapon's attack to infinity this turn. If it just was can't attack heroes with attack of infinity, I would think this was a very good card because you could play it on 7 and then Silas Ashtongue the following turn and went. But you can't. So that combo takes a Thaurissan trigger or Nozdormu Ysera. Trying to think how we're doing this, because that's what you'd want to do, right? You want to like, you could also ETC, like put it in your ETC just in case you go up against Shadow Priest. Like if like imagine a world where Shadow Priest is still popular, you just put this in your ETC so that whenever your opponent plays Brain Masseuse, you just win. How are we doing it? So I'm gonna give it a 2 just because, like, even if it's not a Marshy deck, you know, like Ulticon or Mark could definitely pull off something really funny with this, but I don't know, it's an interesting card. Then we saw that one, we saw that one, we saw that one, saw that one. Wings of Eternity. 1 mana, discover a dragon from the past with a dark gift. I don't think that's wild appropriate. For all time, Shaman Priest spell. 4 mana, destroy all minions with 4 attack or less. Overload 2. So priests are overloading to get past their 3 mana barrier, or 3 attack barrier rather. 4 mana for destroy all minions with 4 or less attack is pretty decent on 4. You know what's not very decent is overload 2. This is also a priest spell that doesn't have the shadow tag, so I guess it's not happening for priest. Is this good enough in shaman? Maybe Shudderwalk would play it. Honestly, this is the most direct, cheap board clear that they've had in a long time, isn't it? I think Lightning Storm and Elemental Destruction are still just better. But, like, you know, you could draw this off of Golganath. I guess I'd give it a 2. Voodoo Totem. 2 mana, 0/4 totem. At the end of your turn, get a random shadow spell. Wow, that's a 1 if I've ever seen one. I mean, would even Shaman even want that? No, right? It's terrible. Eventuality. 2 mana, deal 2 damage, imbue your hero power. So Rogue gets the bronze Dragonflight for some reason. Get a random minion from another class. It costs 1 less. Okay. Random minion from another class. It costs 1 less. If you can imbue that really quickly, it's not bad. Random minion. So, like, you could get this up to 5 discount and then just roll a 1 and be sad. It only costs, it's a 1 cost hero power. I don't know. I'll give it a 2 for sure. Because, like, I'll make a video with that at least. It'll be okay. Like, 2 for deal 2 is fine to imbue a hero power. I guess we'll at least see what the other one is. Alright, we have Shaman Death Knight. 4 mana. Rush, combo, and overload 2. Gain immunity. Gain immune this turn and Wind Fury. This should be Rush, overload 2. Then combo, gain immunity this turn and Wind Fury. Because it's not if you overload 2, right? You just overload 2. If it, you know what, it should be Rush, combo, and then overload 2 at the end. Isn't overload 2 usually at the end? Yeah. The templating on this card is whack to me. Combo and overload 2 reads as every time you overload 2, right? Like if it was combo and Battlecry, it would trigger when you combo and when you Battlecry. This triggers when you combo and when you overload 2. That's not how overload works. It's a weird card. I'm gonna So anyways, combo. Gain immunity and Wind Fury this turn. Oh, gain immunity this turn and Wind Fury. bad in Wild 1. Could definitely see it being something in Standard. I don't know. Shade of the End of Time. 3 mana, 3/3 stealth, spell damage +1, undead. Shaman Death Knight card. Oh, is this Shaman Rogue? This looks like a Shaman Rogue to me. I take it back. It's nothing. Man, I wish Rogue would get more direct stealth synergy. I really like the 3 mana 3/3 that draws 2 if you have a stealth. I miss that deck. Then we have Wicked Bungus Spawn. 4 mana. Oh, we talked about this one. It's doo-doo. All right, Haywire Hornswog. 6 mana 4/6 Beast Dragon. Oh, it's a dragon too. That's cute. Elusive. Oh, I didn't catch the elusive. Elusive and Taunt. Cost 1 less for each mana crystal you've overloaded this game. This card is nuts in Frog Shaman, right? Or Questline Shaman, even if you're not running this frog. It's just disgusting. You overload a ton, and you just play these for free. I think it's a 3, right? Like, it's going on something. I think it's disgusting. Filthy card. So easy to overload that much. For all time. Ba, boop, ba, boop, ba. All right. Acolyte of Infinity. 3 mana 5/5 dragon. Set the cost of a random card in your hand to infinity. Death Rattle. Change it back. I mean, a 3 mana 5/5 dragon seems pretty good for like raw tempo. Is 3 mana 5/5 good enough to see play in Standard? Like, just with no drawback, just running a minion that happens to be a 3 mana 5/5. I think probably not, right? Isn't like raw, I think for raw stats to see play, the mana cost needs to be like lower than this. I don't know. And then like, if this had rush, sure. If it had rush, it might be too nasty. I don't know. I'm giving it a 1. Like, I'm not gonna play this. But I don't know, maybe it's the nuts in Standard. Eternal Toil. 1 mana shadow spell. Deal 1 damage to a minion. If it survives, draw a card. If it dies, summon a random 1-cost minion. Interesting. So like the, you know, deal 1 damage to a minion if it survives cards, they suck so hard. You know, like, why are they so bad? But like, I like, you know, the way this is, right? Like, if you meet this criteria, it does this. If you don't, it does this. It's nice. So it gives you kind of like, if you really want card draw, you can try to use it on something that'll live. And if you want tempo, or if you want something dead, you get a 1-cost. It's pretty decent. Not decent enough to see play in Wild, mind you, but like, I like the card design. Give it a 1. End Time Survivor. 5 mana 5/5 taunt battlecry. If your hero took damage this turn, gain +3/+3. That is terribad. Too expansive. Cute though. Give it a 1. 3 mana 2/5 dragon. Battlecry. Give all minions and weapons in your hand +2 attack. Gosh, I really wish Dragon Warrior would be a thing again. I think this is a 1. I mean, like, I want to play Galakron Warrior, right? And this is the exact type of thing that I would love to play in Galakron Warrior. And like, part of what like that deck did, right? It had a weapon that was important and played other weapons, whatever. But like, you run chargers so that you can draw them with Galakron that buffs them. So like, this would also buff your chargers. So, I mean, it's kind of a perfect Galakron Warrior card. So I guess I'll give it a 2 for that reason. Actually, it's been a while since I've made a Galakron Warrior video, so maybe I should try that again soon when this comes out. All right, neutrals. End Time Morazon. 9 mana 4/6. Battlecry. Fill your board with random dragons. Fully heal your hero. Skip your next turn. This is getting at least a 2, by the way. I don't think it's gonna be good. Like giving your opponent an extra turn is just disgusting and wild. Like you'd have to be in such a good spot to play this. What's really funny is to Shudderwalk and Grumble, right? And have played this so that every time you Shudderwalk, you have to skip, you know, at least one turn. You could skip a ton of turns, bounce the Shudderwalk a bunch of times. Board full of dragons might mess with that in some way, but you're not doing that on purpose anyway. I mean, it's a 2. I'll do something cute with it. I don't like that the human form isn't a dragon. I don't think that makes any sense. All right, Morchi, 4 mana, 2/5. Your rewinds keep both potential outcomes. Battle Cry, discover a rewind card from any class. Morchi's interesting. Give it a 1. Crumble Crusher, 8 mana, 8/8 dragon. Destroy a random enemy weapon, location, and minion, location, and weapon. What a cute card. What's an 8/6? Doesn't change anything. I mean, it's a 1, but like, I like where their head's at. What would this have to be? I don't know. Give it a rush. It's good. Omen of the End. 5 mana, 5/5 dragon. If your deck is empty, destroy the top 5 cards of the enemy deck. All right, going back to Grumble Shudderwalk. This is the most fun thing you could do with it, I think, is design a shaman deck to... I mean, like, that'd be easy, right? You just hem it into Grumble, Shudderwalk, and this, and then you just do it over and over again. Like, put some armor vendors in there. You know, save yourself while you're doing it. So we'll give it a 2. I'm gonna try to do that, and it's bad, right? It's a 1. But I'll give it a 2 for Marshy decks. All right, last and certainly a dragon. We'll give it something. 7 mana, 6/9 dragon, elusive. Costs 3 less if you're holding a dragon. So how good is a 4 mana, 6/9 elusive dragon? Oh, that is good. What a payoff, chat. I would run it in Druid, I guess. It doesn't have taunt. Just kind of a big old thing. Out for 4 mana. But like, you ramp into that in Druid. You like play one of the dragony ramp cards or the regular ramp cards and just get this out on 4 every time. Sometimes with a Nest Matron too. Gosh, it's definitely a 2. I can see how this would be filthy in Standard. I imagine it's going to be disgusting. And also, I think that elusive is probably meant to stop you more than stop your opponent, right? Like, they don't want you getting out this big old thing and then just buffing it to the moon. I don't know. Interesting card. Give it a 2. And that's the end. So obviously the quest is kind of like the big spicy thing added. Otherwise, you know, everything's kind of normal, where you get, like, from a mini set, like a couple decks, get something that's like technically an upgrade, but otherwise isn't that exciting. Oh, this might actually be the best card of this set right here. Like, this is gonna be nasty and burn Warlock, isn't it? I mean, like, I might be wrong. It would let you play Dread Corsair. Is that worth it? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of fun things. Like, I'm gonna enjoy playing with these cards, I think. It's not like some mini sets where I've looked at it and like, what did they even expect me to do with these? This is my content update. No, like, there's some stuff I'm excited to toy around with. So yeah, looking forward to it. When does it come out? Tuesday? Something like that. I hope you enjoyed my review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again someday.